In this video, I will talk about the potential energy due to multiple charges. And in the last video, I talked about the electric potential energy due to a system of two charges. If you have not watched this video, please go and watch it. So the potential energy of a system that consists of two charges, Q1 and Q2, is given by this formula here. K is a constant, Q1 and Q2 are the charges, and R12 is the separation between the two charges. And as this is a potential energy, it is a scalar quantity. It's not a vector quantity. This is simply a scalar. Now what happens if you have more charges, Q1, Q2 and Q3? Just like in this problem, this is Q1, this is Q2 and this is Q3. If you have three charges, then you have to take the interaction of all charges. So first let's find out the total potential or the total potential energy, the total electric potential energy due to Q1 and Q2. Then we'll find out Q1 and Q3, and then at the last we'll find out Q2 and Q3. So this one, the Q1 and Q2, is the potential energy of the system due to Q1 and Q2, due to this charge. Then this term here, Q1, Q3, is the potential energy of Q1 and Q3, these two charges together. And at the last, we have Q2 and Q3. That means the potential energy of Q2 and Q3, this system here. Okay, so and then we just add them together. That gives the potential energy of three charges. So this is the potential energy of system of three charges. Now let's extend this one to four charges. Now we have Q1, Q2, Q3 and Q4. So again, first let's find out the potential energy of Q1, Q2, and then Q1, Q3 and Q1, Q4. So that's how we're going to find it out. Okay, so due to Q1 and Q2, this is the potential energy, Q1, Q2 divided by R12. R1 is the separation between Q1 and Q2. Then we're going to find out Q1 and Q3. This is due to the Q1 and Q3. What next then? Q1 and Q4. This is the potential energy of Q1 and Q4 together. But now we also have interaction or the potential energy due to Q2 and Q3 and Q1 and Q4. Okay, so we're going to add that too. So Q2, this term here now gives you the potential energy of the system of Q2 and Q3, and this term is the potential energy due to the Q2 and Q4. And at the last, we have to take the potential energy of the system of charge Q3 and Q4. So which will be Q3, Q4 divided by R34. So this is the total electric potential energy of four charges. If you have more charges, then you have to extend this process. If you have any question